Hi, today I'm going to be flipping through a book and choosing a word and just repeating it. It's going to be a word repetition video. So I went to my bookshelf and I grabbed some pretty big classics. I grabbed Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, and A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. They're all about 500 or so pages, I think. 400 pages. Almost 500 pages. So there should be lots of words in there to choose from. And of course page flipping. I love that sound. And letter tracing. Jane Eyre. So, let's see what our first word is. Rochester. 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 Do you want me to whisper them too? I'll do some whispering too, just in case that people like the soft speaking or the whisper, then they can get them both. Rochester. 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 Neglect. 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 Pledge. 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 Cherry. 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 Hopes. 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 Small. 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 Edward. 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 Black. 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 9. 9. 9. 9. 9. 9. 9. 9. 9. Long. 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 Rosy. 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 Rosebud. Glorious. 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 have A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. This cover has a nice texture. Children, 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 children. Katie, 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 Katie. Hesitated, 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 hesitated. Drummer, 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 drummer. Oil, 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 oil. Enclosure, 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 enclosure. Horseradish, 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 horseradish. Supper, 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 supper. Velvet, 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 velvet. Gun, 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 gun. April, 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 April. Fireside, 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 fireside. Teacher, 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 teacher. let's move on to the last book, Rebecca. Heels, 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 heels. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Food, 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 food. Beatrice, 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 Beatrice. Winter, 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 winter. Beauty, 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 beauty. Please, 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 please. Maxim, 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 maxim. Envelope, 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 envelope. Tissue, 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 tissue. Midnight, 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 midnight. Garden, 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 garden. Scarlet, 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 scarlet. powder, 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 powder. And I think one more. Monte Carlo. 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 I hope you enjoyed this word repetition video, and I'll see you next time.